Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. This is the third generation of the Hyundai i20 and we're going to be having a quick walk around of this car. Now this is of course the turbo GDI motor right in front of you. There's no insulation here. I believe the diesel might have it, but then Hyundai engines are actually quite refined, so you don't really need it. A little bit of Verna at the front, massive grille, and of course the light merges into the grille. Now this one has a gloss black finish on the grille because this is the turbo variant. Alright, the lights look nice. You get a projector setup, LED projector, LED DRL, but the indicator is not LED. The fog lamps are apparently the best in the segment, but they are halogens, and there's a fake, no, this is not a fake air curtain, this is actually a functional air curtain. I actually put my finger up through here to find that out. Towing hook up front, aggressive bumper as well. Paint finish looks really very nice on this car. This car is wider by 41 mm when compared to its predecessor. Meanwhile, when you come to the side, you realize it is actually 10 mm longer. 10 mm might not be much, but it is 10 mm longer both in terms of length as well as wheelbase. And you see there's a lot of sportiness in the design of this car. It says DCT right here and gets a dual tone finish, so you get the gloss black finish on the outside rear view mirrors. There's a puddle lamp here. The roof is finished in black. There's a shark fin antenna, which apparently is the first in the segment. The wheels, well, they get the dual tone treatment. The size of the tires 195/55/16. Of course it looks nice, but could have been a little bit more adventurous. And i20 badging here on the light. In fact, there are plenty of i20 badges on this car, so you don't mistake it for anything else. Why would you? Here is another one, says i20 right here. Now I'm not sure that all these sporty treatments are across the variant range, but surely on the turbo variant you get all this. Okay, there's a request sensor on this side. There is no request sensor on that side. In fact, there's a keyhole here as well. You see the lines, very aggressive lines on this car. Coming to the side, there is another chrome treatment running here on the window line, which is also kind of premium. And you get the Z-shaped tail lights. It says i20 here on the side. The lights look really nice, but the indicator is not LED, it says Asta. And there's this chrome line which connects both the tail lights, something which is there on a lot of cars these days. In fact, I think that is so Porsche inspired because most of the Porsches are having it. Audis are also having it. And i20 badging here, the reverse parking camera here. Meanwhile, it gets 2 request sensors at the rear. Earlier the cars used to get 4. So you can say cost cutting there, but I think the sensors are better now. Meanwhile, here you can see, yep, the ground clearance. That is the exhaust. Thankfully, no fake exhaust stuff going on. The gloss black finishing on the lower half of the bumper looks really cool as well. Okay, we'll open the boot, but first let's come to the other side. Now it looks the same on both the sides. Only thing is that there is no request sensor on this side, and there's that vehicle information right there as well. It does look very nice and attractive. In fact, look at the way the fuel lid has been done. Okay, this is kind of cool. Let's open it. There is this where you fill fuel. Let's quickly go at the front once again. So let me know, how do you like the design of this car? I think it looks really very attractive, especially in turbo guys, with the gloss black finishing and of course red on the inside. Now it's time to open the boot. The boot is now bigger than before, has to be. Just press a button here, electromagnetic tailgate opener, and there the boot opens. Now the loading lip is on the higher side. There is a subwoofer and this is the boot. Meanwhile, the spare wheel is smaller now. I mean, it's always been smaller. It's not an alloy. 185/65/15. The car actually runs on 16 inches. There's a light placement here. There's a hook here. And yeah, that's about it. Isofix child seat mounts. Obviously, okay, this is a convenient thing to put it down. Here you go. Let's get inside. At the rear, Hyundai claims that it has got the best in-class legroom. And there's decent amount of space on offer actually. But is it enough for a tall passenger like me? We will find out. You see the red treatment because this is the turbo variant. Okay, nice door pockets as well. Cabin feels kind of airy. It has a sunroof as well. Here you see there's good amount of legroom. Legroom and kneeroom is actually good, but under the support is not the best. Rear AC vents, there's a USB charging socket. It's a fast charger USB at the rear, and there's storage space here as well. Okay, no scooped out seat back, but there are magazine holders, height adjustable seat belts at the front, of course. Headroom is just about adequate. Meanwhile, there's a handle to hold on to on both the sides. 2 adjustable headrests. No headrest for the center passenger. There's an armrest without cup holders. The floor is almost flat, so 3 people can actually sit in. However, it is a hatchback at the end of the day, so it's not really as wide, even though it's become wider now. You can see that. What is this? Can you guys guess? Like the red treatment, it looks very sporty. There you see, this is the dashboard of the new i20. Do you like it? Do you think it's sporty enough? Well, I think it looks really very good. And you can obviously put the seat down to increase the space, but there's no 60-40 split. It's a one piece down to increase the boot carrying capacity Okay, pull it back. Here we go. Let's get to the front of the car. Firstly, this car's got a ton of features now. It obviously gets 6 airbags, it gets traction control, it gets a lot of those features. And as far as engine options go, well, there are 3 engines on offer. We are in the turbo right now, which produces 120 PS of power, goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9.9 seconds, and there's a DCT and there's an IMT. There is no manual on offer. Let's turn off the hazard lights first and foremost. Okay, let's open the windows in order to bring in more light. I don't think that's going to help. No auto dimming inside rear view mirror, which is kind of disappointing. Meanwhile, it has the SOS, towing and Blue Link buttons here. It's got Blue Link connected car tech with 50 features. Voice commands are there. You can remotely turn on the car. All that stuff which is obviously there with Blue Link with connected car tech. Okay, there is a mirror on this side. No light. There is no mirror on this side. However, there's a slot to put your toll receipts. Well, now you're using FASTag. Who really needs that? See, it's actually quite comfortable. You see the red treatment on the seat. Looks nice over there also on the door. In fact, very subtly done on the AC controls. Actually, you can, not the AC controls, you can close the vents from here, and this red treatment is super subtle, super nice, super awesome as well. In fact, here for the AC controls also you have the same. That's also very nice. I love the way the buttons are to operate. These are the controls for the air conditioning of the car, and there is a wireless charging pad here with a cooling function so your phone does not heat up. Meanwhile, there are 2 USB slots here. One obviously connects to the car for Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto connectivity, and there's a 12-volt charging socket which opens really very nicely. I'm impressed by the small touches in this car. Obviously, this is an automatic, this is a DCT, thus you get a shift lock release button right there. Red treatment, very nicely done. Let's get into reverse right away. This is the reverse parking camera. It gets adaptive guidelines, and this is for the parking sensor. And the good thing is it also shows it on the instrument cluster. Let's shut this for a moment. Okay, you've got twin cup holders here, but this is for the air purifier. Well, this is apparently first in the segment. Below the front center armrest, there's storage space as well. And this armrest, you can slide it forward too. That's also kind of cool. Now, the glove box is decent sized and it gets the cooling function as well. Yep, there's the cooling function. Dashboard looks really very nice. It might remind you of Audi cars. It might remind you of the Ertiga or the XL6 with this continuous vent running throughout the dashboard. This gets the black treatment. I believe it could be lighter shades on other trims, but let's just focus on the turbo for the moment. There's a sunglass holder right here, light placement on the top, and this is the sunroof of the car, which is a one touch up, close and open sunroof. And you press it once again, it opens even further. Sunroof in a hatchback, well, that is a nice touch indeed. I know after a few years you're going to get panoramic roofs in hatchbacks. Now, this is a 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It's really very nice. It's really very slick, and it gets all the usual bits you would expect, including maps, which are really very nicely done. In fact, this is really very cool how it is done. Voice commands are there. The audio system also is great on this car because it has got 7 speakers. Okay, there are 2 tweeters up front. They are the tweeters. 2 speakers up front, 2 speakers at the rear, 1 subwoofer, and there's an amplifier, I think, below this seat as well. I love the seat. The seats are very comfortable. The steering wheel feels nice to hold. New Hyundai steering with this red insert here, which is also kind of cool. Obviously, it gets cruise control as well. Okay, this is the button to browse through that instrument cluster. Now, the instrument cluster gets a 4.2-inch screen in the center. This is the same one which is there in the Verna as well. It's an all-digital unit. Looks really very nice and will remind you of BMW cars. Let's just browse through this so you can actually see navigation data. In fact, this is actually the compass, but you can see navigation data here. This is the tire pressure monitor. You need to drive to actually get the display, and it's telling you various information about what's the fuel economy of the car. It says 2.8 kilometers per liter because this car has been standing here since days, maybe years, whatever. Okay, otherwise 9.4 kilometers per liter. Of course, the fuel economy would range between around 12 to 15 kilometers per liter for this 1 liter turbo engine, and the other diesel engine the other engine happens to be a 1.5 liter diesel engine which produces 100 PS of power, is available with a 6-speed manual. Only there's no automatic. Like I already told you, 3 powertrain options. There are 2 more powertrain options, which is the 1.2 liter Kappa petrol engine, which is naturally aspirated, which produces 88 PS of power with the IVT, which is the CVT, or 83 PS of power with the 5-speed manual. Yeah, so 5 powertrain options, which is actually good variety, but an automatic in the diesel would be a real nice touch, and a manual in the turbo would be an even better touch because you have to go much faster as well. Now, this cluster is really very nice, gives you plenty of information, of course. And let's rev the car. Yeah, you see, this is how it moves. Yeah, that's also kind of cool. You see the RPM actually shows digitally as well. I mean, both ways it shows. Very, very coolly done. Plenty of information on offer. Meanwhile, automatic headlights. No automatic wipers, of course. And you get a rear wiper washer too. So these are actually the controls for the audio system of the car. And you see, this is for voice commands. Let's just talk to her.
How can I help you?
What is the weather like?
The weather is 27 degrees and partly sunny in Bandra West.
That's smart. That's really nice. I like it. Let's do one thing. Let's play an audio right away by getting to radio media. And there are no physical controls, which is a bit of an irk for me, honestly, because physical controls would be a real nice touch, would be much easier to operate this system. So let's just play some audio. Audio quality is actually quite nice, and I think among the best in the segment. I love the red treatment. It also gets ambient lighting, blue color ambient lighting, and the front door pockets are also big enough. Now it gets a driver rear view monitor. The button for it is placed right there. This is obviously for the headlight leveler. This is for traction control. This is the engine start button. So ergonomically, it seems very well sorted. I love the display of the screen. It's really very rad, and obviously the only gripe here is the lack of physical controls, which have just made it much easier to operate it. So as I see it, the new generation of the Hyundai i20 is loaded with a lot of features, more spacious, better equipped, better quality as well, and multiple powertrain options. However, you know what? They've also made the overall body stronger. So 66% high tensile steel on this car, so it should drive better as well, with a little bit of stiffness too. But well, we'll reserve our judgment when we drive the car later. So guys, thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. Take care.